Hello everybody! The second day of the World Candidates in Moscow is over. We witnessed 4 more interesting games. Let's sum up a little bit what we saw today. The first game to finish was the encounter between Peter Svidler and Veselin Topalov. The game ended in a draw in an anti-Berlin line. White didn't quite pose any problems to Topalov, or Topalov was very well prepared. The next game to finish was the game between Levon Aronian and Vishwanathan Anand. The players also followed quite a bit the opening series. They were aware of the recent game between Boris Gelfand and Boris Grachov. Anand improved this game, and after a few exchanges and some interesting maneuver like bishop b5, bishop f4, the game ended in a draw. The third game to finish was the only decisive game today. It was a game between Sergei Karyakin and Hikaru Nakamura. The game started with a slow Queen's Indian line, and after some maneuvers, pawn structure with the isolated pawn. And when the game was just about to begin, Hikaru Nakamura blundered very seriously, and the game was practically over after this blunder. Sergei Karyakin won this game, and now he's in the lead with Vishwanathan Anand with 1.5 points out of 2. The last but not least game to finish was a very interesting and probably the most interesting game of today was between Fabiano Caruana and Anish Giri. The game also started with the anti-Berlin line, actually the same line that we saw yesterday in the game between Vishwanathan Anand and Veselin Topalov, but this time it was a little bit different, and what's more interesting, the players followed for a long time the games that Fabiano Caruana played himself, but with the black pieces against Veselin Topalov. It was a very interesting struggle, and I'm sure we will see many more games, even during this tournament, using this line. So we will not give any evaluations so far. And after interesting play with both sides, the game ended in a draw. The players seemed to enjoy the press conference after the game and weren't really in a hurry to leave the press conference room, and analyzed and gave us some insight.
I wanted to take with the pawn, to be honest, but then I saw that it's very bad.
That's probably reason.
Knight g2,
strategically winning.
And knight g2, getting
Knight
bishop
g2
to
and bishop
f4,
f4.
right?
During this day, we also had a very special guest in our press room, which was Vladimir Kramnik. Of course, it's always a pleasure for commentators and for spectators and for all chess fans to see such high-level grandmasters visiting a chess tournament. It was a pleasure to listen to Vladimir and to hear his comments about what's going on the board. To finish up with the day, we'll say the current standings. On the first place, right now sharing the first place, is Vishwanathan Anand and Sergei Karyakin with 1.5 out of 2. They are followed by Peter Svidler, Fabiano Caruana, Anish Giri and Levon Aronian, who all have 50%, 1 out of 2. Hikaru Nakamura and Veselin Topalov are currently on -1. They have only half a point out of 2 games, but 12 more rounds to go, and I'm sure we'll see some changes in the current standing. The second day is over, the next day is already tomorrow, 12 more rounds to go. Stay tuned, follow us, and play chess!